Hello, my name is Pooja Poddar, and to start with the topic, I would like to ask you a question, that is to identify an element from the periodic table which has atomic number 6. It is the sixth element in the periodic table, and it is the sixth most abundant element on the universe. Also, it forms nearly 18% of a human body. You must have guessed it right, it is carbon. And today we are going to see why organic chemistry is referred to as study of carbon compounds. But before that, let's see what is organic chemistry. It is a study of structures, the methods of preparation, or the reactivity of carbon containing compounds. But then, why only carbon is giving a special attention here, and why not the other elements from the periodic table? It is because of the enormous potential of carbon to form novel compounds, both biologically and synthetically. But what makes the carbon having so enormous potential? Let's see one by one. First is carbon is tetravalent. Its atomic number is 6, so it has 6 electrons, 2 electrons in the inner shell and 4 electrons in the outer shell. These 4 electrons, all the 4 electrons are involved in bonding. Carbon can form 4 bonds. These 4 bonds can be with other elements like hydrogen, fluorine, chlorine, or carbon can form 4 bond with itself, that is with other 4 carbon atoms. Then it can form a single bond, it can form double bond, or it can form triple bonds. It can form branched compounds or chain compounds, long chain compounds, or it can form different ring sizes compounds. And all these properties are unique to carbon. The catenation property of carbon, which is self-linking of carbon atoms to form branch, rings, or to form 2D layer compounds or 3D space lattice compounds. All these unique properties and all this combination is only with carbon and not with other elements in the periodic table. Moreover, vast majority of the compounds which are found on Earth contain carbon. So this is why carbon is given a special attention. Let's see some compounds of carbon, like the first simplest hydrocarbon, that is methane, which contains one carbon atom. Methane is a gas which is used as a fuel and it is a powerful greenhouse gas. Next is the two carbon containing compound, that is ethane. If we replace a single bond in ethane with double bond, we get ethene. Now, if ethene undergoes polymerization, we get polyethylene. And as we know, polyethylene is used in manufacturing of plastics, which is used in day-to-day life. Now, if we are replacing the single bond with double bond with a triple bond, then we get ethine, which is again a gas which has its own unique properties and its applications. Now suppose if we are replacing the hydrogens and the ethane with some other elements like fluorine, chlorine, then we get chlorofluorocarbons. Chlorofluorocarbons are used in aerosol spray or in refrigerant. Now if we are replacing the hydrogen with functional groups, like if we are replacing it with the alcoholic group, then the ethane will be converted into ethanol, which is alcohol which is used as a beverage. Now suppose we are replacing it with some other functional groups like a carboxylic group, then we get acetic acid, which is commonly referred to as vinegar, which is used in cooking and various other purposes. So just now we saw that just by taking two carbon compounds, a compound containing two carbon atoms, and just by replacing some bonds or just by replacing some functional groups or some atoms, we are getting variety of compounds, other compounds. It is estimated that with only 50 carbon atoms, we can nearly get 10 raised to 40 compounds, different compounds. So this is why carbon is present in very most of the compounds which are found on Earth. And this is why various books refer that our life is carbon-based life, or we are carbon-based organisms, or carbon is also referred to as a building block of life. So this is why, because of its enormous properties or enormous potential of an carbon, it is referred to as a building block of life. But we have to keep in mind that not all compounds which contain carbon are organic, but yes, all organic compounds contain carbon. But the main thing which a compound must possess to be organic is the carbon hydrogen bond. For instance, diamond. Diamond also contains carbon, but the study of diamond is not an organic chemistry study. because it doesn't have a carbon hydrogen bond. So, yes, we can conclude that not all carbon containing compounds are organic, but all organic compounds contain carbon. And due to this all enormous potential of carbon and unique combination of properties, study of organic chemistry is referred to as study of carbon compounds. Thank you.